Pex lives, man. Pex lives. And there you have it.
Build high for happiness.
Build high for happiness. My gosh. You can say what you like about Paradise Towers. You can say that the sets are unconvincing. You can say that the characters are too broad and archetypal and all that kind of thing. You can point out, and Lib, this is what I was going to tell you about Pex. In the writing of the story, Pex was supposed to be like an Arnold Schwarzenegger type. As in, he was supposed to be like stacked. So the joke was that this absolute, bloke. So that was supposed to play into the gag. But nonetheless, you can say what you like. I don't care. I genuinely think that's an amazing Doctor Who story. And I think one of the things, and I think it says a lot to how I like my Doctor Who, that it's a very ideas-based Doctor Who story. It's taken a concept, a kernel of an idea and run with it. And yeah, it's a second-hand idea, isn't it? We could. I said in the first video, I've never read J.G. Ballard, but is it High Rise that apparently this is, taking wholesale from? But that's fine, because that's one of the lovely things about Doctor Who is the fact that because it's a mass media thing, and yet amalgam, and yet it is a forum for all sorts of different, styles of stories and whatever. You can filter this stuff through, and as a result, why shouldn't you have people who don't want to watch Coronation Street?
I think there'd be a reason to filter that story out.
No, stop it. Stop being a Paradise Towers hater. I genuinely feel that this is the first time in a long time, with the exception, let's be honest, of Vengeance on Varus, which had things to say, okay, definitely. This is the first time I've genuinely thought, okay, this is, if not leading the conversation, but at the zeitgeist. It's not really pretentious. But you know what I mean? For way too long, Doctor Who's been playing at being Doctor Who. Does that make sense? For a long, long time, any innovation that Doctor Who has done of late has been a misstep. And that's fine. You can innovate and go wrong. That's a perfectly reasonable thing to do. You can't innovate and get it right all the time. But the innovation has been wrong. and the most interesting ideas, like Trial of a Time Lord, had the potential, let's be honest, to be a stonking idea. But it's telling that the best bits of it were written by, the most well-established writer for Doctor Who. The best story in the last however long was written by the most well-established writer of Doctor Who. We can go all the way back to Five Doctors. A nostalgia run written by Terence Dicks. Great, we all had a lovely time. But where has the pushing of the envelope, hate that phrase, been? Where has the sort of just using Doctor Who to embrace the new? And I think that Doctor Who is best does that, if not effortlessly, but it's part of the drive. I genuinely feel that RTD era at the best, Moffat era at the best. Obviously early Who was always innovating, and this is the first time in a long time it's felt like that. And I will defend, for example, Richard Breyer's performance, and I can totally see why you wouldn't. All that really stylised performance, fine. I got no problems with that at all because I'm entertained. I'm enjoying it. Could it have been played for, to make it creepier or whatnot like that? Well, yeah, of course it could, but I don't need that every story. We're going to get enough creepy anyway. Maybe not in this season, to be fair, but that's by the by. Look, this is just solid, absolutely solid, and I will put this up Genuinely, I'll put this up against most Doctor Who stories. Knowing a lot of the time it's going to, not stack up. But there we go. One last word, because, 5 minutes in is enough. So this is Sol's second full story. Plans. Like, he has a lot to do with plans. You've got to come up with a plan. There's got to be a plan. Oh, I've heard of this architect. He's done this already. There's a sense that the Doctor's, obviously responding to events. There isn't a story if he doesn't. But he's laying groundwork. He's laying the foundations for something all the way. Absolutely brilliant. And Pex lives, man. Pex lives. Build high for happiness, people. Build high for happiness.